new series we're calling Shop Time. On today's episode of Shop Time, we're going to go over something really basic and really easy that any auto owner can do on their own in their driveway, with just a little bit of tools, a trip to the auto parts store, and a willingness to learn. What is it, you ask? Well, it's changing your own oil. This is something that is routine maintenance for your vehicle, much like brakes or any other kind of fluids. But definitely doing your oil will improve the life of your vehicle, and doing it on your own will help save you a lot of money over the lifetime of your vehicle and your wallet. Effectively, your oil should be changed every 3,000 miles or 6 months, whatever comes first. It's also a good idea to change your oil before any kind of extended or long road trips. This will really help your vehicle's gas mileage, especially in the beginning. But you should refer to your owner's manual if you have any questions for your vehicle specifically. Let's get into it, but first, let's meet our project car of the week.
Here we have our project car of the week. This is my father's 2004 GMC Sierra 1500 heavy-duty crew cab with short bed. I'm going to read you off some specs here. This is how we usually do the project car of the week. This has a 350 cubic inch displacement, 5.3-liter V8 gas engine in it. It's one of my favorites, the Chevy 350. Has a 4-door, 6-passenger capacity with the short bed. It's a 4-wheel drive with shift on the fly, automatic, heavy-duty, electronically controlled transmission with overdrive. It gets about 15 miles per gallon in the city and 18 miles per gallon on the highway.
Taking a look at the project vehicle, let's take a look at the tools you're going to need for this. Now, because it's an oil change, first and foremost, you're going to need to make a trip to the auto parts store. You're going to need to, and I also want to note, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I could just be saying generic. You're going to need to pick up the oil that you need. You're also going to need to know what type of system that you have, whether you take 4 quarts, 5 quarts, 6 quarts. In our case, this is a 6-quart system, and we're using 1040 synthetic motor oil. You're also going to need to pick up a new filter for your vehicle. All the information about this can be found in your vehicle's manual or on the Emissions Control Center printout on your radiator support. Can also be found online and many other places, such as a Haynes manual for your specific vehicle. After that, we're going to need a way to get the car off the ground, so we're going to be using a floor jack, not a bumper jack like that over there. That's not designed for a vehicle like this. So we're going to be using a standard hydraulic floor jack, and always for safety, we want to have jackstands to back up the jack itself. Then we're just going to need a few small tools. First, you're going to need your wrench to unscrew your oil filter drain plug, your oil pan drain plug, sorry. In our case, it happens to be a 1932. You're going to want an oil filter wrench that fits your size oil filter. These are not to put the oil filter on, rather to take the old one off. Now this is a little trick that I like to do myself. You don't have to. But it does make removing a few things a lot easier. You're going to want either a small punch or a Phillips head screwdriver that you really don't mind wrecking, because this isn't what they're designed to do. And a hammer of some form. I choose to use a body hammer because I have low clearance because I don't have a lift in here. Anyway, let's get the car up on Jackstands and we'll show you what we're doing next. Alright, now that we're under the vehicle, you can see here we have our oil pan drain plug, and just to the other side we have our oil filter. So the first thing we're going to do is take our wrench, okay, and loosen the oil pan drain plug. It's also kind of a good idea, keep yourself from getting too messy while doing this, to take off your shop gloves and put on either a set of rubber gloves or take off anything you don't want getting dirty. In my case, it's my watch. Then what I'm going to do, now the vehicle has been running, so it's a little warm down here, but it's nothing we can't handle. And there we go. Oil's draining right into our oil pan. Now as our oil flow kind of slows down to what that is, what we're going to do is get our oil filter wrench, our hammer, and our screwdriver all set and ready to go. In the meantime, we're going to take our wrench and our drain plug and put those somewhere safe. I tend to sit my drain plug in the wrench. That keeps it from getting anything dirty on it. Now, you need to take your screwdriver, okay, and come over here to your oil filter. You're going to line it up right here at the bottom, just like that, and give it one firm whack right on the end of the screwdriver. This is going to punch a hole into your oil filter. Why would you want to do that, you ask? Well, your oil filter can hold up to 1/4 of oil. Having that much oil in there can also result in spillage and you wearing most of what you want to get out of your engine. So let's get into place and we'll do that. I'm just going to move the oil pan over a little bit. Come up to our oil pan. Okay. And see, it doesn't take much. It just kind of pops, just like that, okay? Then we just pull our screwdriver out. And now the oil pan's going to drain, the oil filter's going to drain right into our reservoir. Alright, and we're back. So what we're going to do, we're going to replace our oil filter drain plug. Now one of the things we've done with the drain plug here is we've made sure that it's clean and free of any debris when we go to put it back in. Alright, come in, tighten it up with our fingers, grab our wrench, okay, and lock it down, just like that. Now, we gotta get our oil filter out. In comes the oil filter wrench. Now, to remove one, simply slip it over the bottom, like so. Realize you put it on backwards. You're simply going to slip it over the bottom, like so, and just break the oil filter loose. I tend to go for at least one full turn, that way I can guarantee I can get it off with my fingers. See, just like that. See, it's gotten nice and loose right there. Alright, so I'm right here. Get it moving, just like that. Okay. It's still pretty full of oil. This is why it's a good idea to wear gloves. So you can let it drain a little bit more. There we go. Just going to put our oil filter right here and let it finish draining. Now we're going to install our new oil filter. We're going to take our new oil filter and a little bit of the old oil, okay, and we're just going to run it along this gasket right here so we get a nice wet seal on there. Okay, you don't need a ton, you don't have to kill it, but this is going to seal up better into your engine system. Just going to take it, okay, I'm going to thread it in there. We just want to go hand tight on this, okay? We don't want to use the oil filter wrench to do anything. There we go. And our new filter is installed. Alright guys, we're going to clean up down here and then we'll go topside and we'll show you how to fill your system.
Now that we're down in the engine compartment, the truck is off the jack stands and level. This is important.
We've also made sure that everything is reinstalled at the bottom, so that way we're not going to be pouring oil back out onto the floor. I already have enough of a spill to take care of. So the first thing we're going to want to do is locate two pieces of equipment. One, the oil fill, and two, the dipstick. Both of these are going to become important. First thing we're going to want to do is remove the oil fill hole, take our funnel, and place it inside. We're going to come over to our crate of oil and open up our first quart. What we're going to want to do is take this, start pouring it in there. Now, most of the Puritans out there, they're going to tell me that what you really should do is remove your oil funnel, okay? Or you can just line your bottle up just like that and let it keep draining. This way you're going to get the most bang for your buck out of your oil. Now, the next few parts are kind of the same, so we're going to go ahead and skip right through those. Alright guys, it is absolutely that easy to changing your own oil. I mean, even with shooting all of this at the same time, I'm still done in under an hour. This will probably take you about 20 minutes at home. Now, a couple things that you're going to want to remember. When you're putting in your oil, okay, you're going to need to check your dipstick. So put in all but 1 quart of the oil for your system, go into your vehicle, take everything out of the engine bay, turn the vehicle on, run it for a couple seconds, then shut it back off. This is going to suck the oil up into your system and load up your oil filter. Then what you're going to do is go back, pour in your oil, and check your dipstick to make sure that you've added all the oil your system requires. Also, when checking your dipstick, it's not going to be completely truthful the moment you take it out. So you'll need to pull your dipstick, wipe it off, put it back into the engine, and then take it out, and then you can read it. Now that we're all set, we're going to shut up the hood and shut out this episode. We'll see you next week on another edition of Shop Time